Hi, welcome to another episode of Hot Takes. And it's amazing what a court case, the prospect of losing a tribunal, and the threat of prosecution for those involved can do. NHS Fife has finally banned men from the women's toilets and changing rooms as it's trying to avoid more embarrassment and potential legal fallout from the Sandy Peggy case. Sandy Peggy is already taking them to court as well as the tribunal. She's after damages and she's going to win. She has that unfortunate thing. You know, the law is on her side. Thank you, Supreme Court. Although it has taken a Supreme Court ruling for the Health Board to realise that they were wrong from day one and always have been, and that gender self-identification is just not a thing. And so they've now put the sign up. If you're a man, you use the men's changing rooms. Woohoo. Finally a victory for common sense and decency. We don't want men in ladies' changing rooms gawking at the women. It's okay, love. I'm a lady now. Get your kit off. Want to see your tits. You know? Not on, is it? And it wouldn't happen if I was there and it was my wife in a changing room. I would go into the changing room. I would shout, ladies, I'm coming in. I'm going to remove this man. And I would remove this man by his testicles. You know, he'd be going balls first out that door. He may still be attached to them, but I wouldn't guarantee that was 100%, you know, every time. But NHS Fife has decided finally to give up the fight and accept reality. Well, it's a victory. It's the first victory. We had the news that Holyrood are going to change the toilets in that building. More on that later. I've got another story about that, and you won't believe that story. So hit subscribe. Don't want to miss that one. But the Dr. Beth Upton, this strange man who thinks that going into women's changing rooms is acceptable just because he pretends to be a woman, even though he's not. And that's the end of that. Although why he was going into the nurses' changing room, not the doctor's changing room, has yet to be responded to. That is another question. But it was a very high-profile case, very embarrassing. They knew from day one. They were told. The legal team were told they can't win this one because of the law, but they still fought it in the principle of, we must fight it so we get clarification. No. There's no need to do that. Clarification's there. The law's been in place since 2010, and the Supreme Court clarified it back in April. No need for you to do this. But once they'd started, they were too embarrassed, I think, to say, oh no, we got it wrong. They're going to lose this. She's going to get a big payout from the tribunal. She's also then going to be taking them to court. She's going to be taking the hospital to court, the health authority to court, and Dr. Beth Upton, Big Bill Upton, to court as well. So super job. Well done, her. Her victory is now assured, of course, because they've backed down. And we'll find out later this month, now that it's October, what the final result will be. By final result, I mean ka-ching. But that's how it works, isn't it? The Health Board has given the guidance, and there's people already fighting it. What they haven't done, though, and this is the worst thing, they've only said this about the toilets and the changing rooms. They still haven't insisted that men go into the men's ward and women go into the women's ward, and no man can go into the women's ward, even if he does call himself Susan. Pretendy Wendy's apparently are still allowed in patient care. Dearie me, will they never learn? Seems not. Thanks a lot. Bye.